Welcome to the Willow Creek Online Training Program. Today's module is entitled The Risks of the Wasatch. This is Module 5. This is the last one we have of these risks along the Wasatch. This one has to do with flooding. The purpose of this module then is to discuss the various risks associated with living along the Wasatch Front. In this module we will discuss flooding. The majority of this information was taken from the Utah National Hazards Handbook, which, as I mentioned before, you can download that full report from the website. All right, let's talk about the risk of flooding. Floods have been and continue to be the most destructive natural disaster in terms of economic loss to the citizens of Utah. Major floods in Utah are almost always the result of rapidly melting snow in late spring and early summer and accompanied by thunderstorms. The Centers for Disease Control report that over half of all flood-related drownings occur when a vehicle is driven into hazardous floodwaters. I had no idea before I created this that that was the case. I thought you'd be safer in the car, but turns out, let me read that again. The Centers for Disease Control report that over half of all flood-related drownings, occur when a vehicle is driven into hazardous floodwaters. Wow, surprised I'm still alive. The next highest percentage of flood-related deaths is due to walking into or near floodwaters. And I think we, especially during runoff, you have to be careful because you can be walking along someone's backyard, but if the river's coming, it'll cut under the lawn that you're standing on and it can collapse. I've seen it happen. And it could cause a lot of problems. Okay? So that is the second cause, walking into or near flood waters. So please remember that. Why? The main reason is people underestimate the force and the power of water. We underestimate it. A mere 6 inches of fast-moving flood water can knock over an adult. It takes only 2 feet of rushing water to carry away most vehicles. Wow, really? That's amazing to me. Play it smart, play it safe. Whether driving or walking anytime you come to a flooded road, turn around, don't drown. And that's a trademark term, by the way, if you can imagine that. Turn around, don't drown. That's good advice right there. You may consider flood insurance to protect your home and family. You can obtain an insurance policy through your insurance company or agent. Flood insurance is guaranteed through the National Flood Insurance Program. All right, let's say you've had a flood and maybe it even flooded your house, etc. And I think many of us have had some kind of flooding in our house due to plumbing break, etc. So if you have major flooding, some things to keep in mind. Check for gas leaks. If you smell gas or hear blowing or hissing noise, open a window and quickly leave the building. Because if your house is filling up with gas, natural gas, and it finds an ignition source, I've seen this in my neighborhood when I was growing up, it completely demolishes the house. And that's why it says if you're in there and you can smell that, then you need to get out. Turn off the gas at the outside main valve if you can, and call the gas company from a neighbor's home. Now, in a later module, I'm going to teach you how to shut that main valve off. So don't worry, we'll show you how to do that in pretty great detail in a later module. If you turn off the gas for any reason, it must be turned back on by a professional. See, when you shut it off, the pilot light goes out. Then if you come back and turn it on and say, hey, we're ready to go, you forgot to light the pilot light. So what's it going to do? It's going to fill the gas full of, the house full of gas until it finds an ignition source, and boom, the house is gone, just like that. And so that's why they say that. If you're going to turn it off, don't turn it back on unless you really know what you're doing, and it's recommended you hire someone, a professional, to do that. It's that dangerous. Look for electrical system damage. If you see sparks or broken or frayed wires, or if you smell hot insulation, turn off the electricity at the main fuse box or circuit breaker. There you go. And I think most of you know how to do that. If not, go listen to a video on the internet. There will be many places you can see that. If you have to step in water, remember water is a conductor of electricity, so if you have to step in water to get to the fuse box or circuit breaker, stop. Call an electrician for advice. Okay, that's a good recommendation from the report there. Check for sewage and water line damage. If you suspect sewage lines are damaged, avoid using the toilets and call a phone number. If water pipes are damaged, contact the water company and avoid the water from the tap. It could be contaminated. And this isn't just for flooding. Literally, that was for all risks. Additional resources and information can be found at the Salt Lake City National Weather Service website, and there it is. Of course, you can download each one of these modules in PDF files if you need a hard copy of this. Utah Division of Homeland Security Division, Emergency Services, there it is. Federal Emergency Management Agency, there you go at FEMA.gov. Well, congratulations, you have almost completed this module. However, remember, you still need to take that exam. Congratulations, you have finished this module. Remember to always think ahead, be prepared, be safe, and, you've got it, be happy. Have a great day. Goodbye.